Welcome to After 5 Radio, in conversation with. Each week we are in conversation with our artists in the diaspora.
RADIO. After 5 Radio.
Shout out, guys. Welcome to After 5 Radio, your favorite online radio station showcasing Zimbabweans in the diaspora. I am your host, aka the Hype Lady, Miss ThandoAmy, coming to you live all the way from Canada. And joining me today is the face behind a whole lot of things. Amazing and beautiful glitz, glam, you name it. Today you saw we put alcohol in the background. You'll understand why. We don't do this whole business. But hey, Tangoti, let's just go with the program, yo. So you're already laughing, right? I know this is not yours, but I think you'll get the oh, there you go. There you go. This is it. At 6 a.m. in the morning. Hey. Welcome, Mr. Taku Masawi. Finally on Tough Love Giggles, yo.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. I had to. What can I say? I'm an alcoholic, so.
Your own alcohol. Who does that?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
You have to.
Right. It's because you believe so much in your brand, right?
Yeah.
No, that is awesome. So before we get to vocal whispers, mind bringing our listeners up to speed with your upbringing and a little bit about yourself. Yeah.
I knew this question would come. And I've been wondering, how do I tackle it? What do I say? But actually, I came up with nothing. So basically, in a nutshell, I've been thinking about it yesterday the whole time. Like, okay, that question is going to come. What do I say? And basically, Taku is an, what can I say? In a nutshell, Taku is an ambitious young man from Zimbabwe, born and raised in Zimbabwe. Grew up most of his time in Cape Town, where my mother was residing at the time. So basically, I think that's where I learned how to fight for everything I have in my life currently and that I want in my life. So I've had to fight for everything I wanted. Moved to Cape Town at the tender age of about 18 after my father passed away. Grew up with my mother and my sister and brother. So I'm the eldest. So I think that's also where that survival instincts come from, being the eldest and having to lead my family, basically. So, yeah.
You said you're the oldest.
I'm the oldest of the three. Yeah, obviously, I'm the oldest, but I act like the youngest.
Anyway, go ahead.
Yes. So afterwards, because I was following my passion, and my passion actually led me to Netherlands, where I'm playing football. I'm not sure for how long, but where I'm playing football and started following my passion of becoming an alcoholic, but not in the sense of drinking.
I know that. Yeah. No, we'll get into that. Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I also followed one of my passions, which was starting my own business, starting my own brand, and I started with Fancy Feelings, which was basically to honor my mom and my little sister, because I feel like these days the only way I could protect my little sister with how the world is moving was through Fancy Feelings, where I could push in with a magazine, get to send a message to her indirectly without telling her, don't play with the boys, don't play with my kind. So that was one of the tools I could use to actually protect my sister and at the same time honor my mom and celebrate powerful women like yourself.
Oh, thank you. We were waiting for that one, but thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's basically Taku in a nutshell.
In a nutshell. And this is so amazing, the fact that you're able to describe who you are because you already know who you are. Do you know what people would actually say you are, or how they view you? Or if we were to ask your friends and family, how would they describe you?
Ooh, there are so many versions.
Don't Don't be biased
But I
because
feel
it's
like
you saying
there's so many versions, but I
it.
feel like the most derived version that's so pushed out there is, oh, Taku the footballer. Because
Right.
I tried to distance, I was trying for the longest of times. I've been trying to distance myself from fancy feelings, um, merely for the fact that I didn't want, if my image is spoiled in any way, I didn't want it to also spoil what I was trying to achieve with fancy feelings. So most people just know me as Taku the footballer.
And that's how we started knowing you, really, to be honest, before we got into the fancy feelings. And by the time you're like, oh, yeah, Amanda, I was thinking, I was like, is this not the Taku that I know, the footballer? I'm like, since when? But anyway, which is so interesting where we get to the part where we ask about your football career. At what age did you discover your passion for football, which actually led you to where you are right now?
I was very tempted to say, I grew up kicking football, as everyone else says.
Right, but
But I think I discovered that I could actually make a living with football. I think at the tender age of, I think it was around 16 years old. That's when I really like discovered that I could actually make a living from football because I was just getting so much praise from football at the same time. I was playing with old people old enough to be my father. So some of them were actually my father's friends that I was playing football with.
oh
And I was getting
wow.
so many compliments, so much praise
Uh-huh.
that I actually felt like, okay, I could actually make it because, footballers are so many in
Mhm.
the world. And I know up to date, there are so many guys that were better than me that
Mhm.
didn't make it this far. So
Right.
yeah, at the time, I think that was when I decided, okay, I'm going to actually take a chance and see how far it goes.
So, with that being said, how was your support system like? Because talk about, where we come from, where you have to be a doctor, lawyer, nurse, whatever profession they may, choose for you, other than football entertainment or sports entertainment. So, how was your support system when it came to, okay, this is what I want to do, which eventually led you to where you are?
Bam.
Yeah.
think I think it was almost like a 50-50 kind of situation.
Yeah.
And I understand them to date. I
Mm.
actually understand why they were doing that. But it was one of those, yeah, you have to study, you have to get your grades so high, you have to get your grades good.
Mm.
Football was secondary to, it was almost like a social creative activity that
Mm.
you do, but not as a career. So
Mm.
for me, it was, yeah, 50-50. My mom was in Zimbabwe at the time, so she was very supportive. I feel like it was
Oh,
easier for her
nice.
to be supportive because she didn't see the struggles of getting injured. She didn't have to go through the moments when I would be like, I have a broken elbow, broken leg. So for her,
Mm.
it was easier to support a child's passion. However,
Mm.
for my grandma, it was another story because when I get injured,
Generation.
she'll be the one to stay up late and nurse my injuries. So yeah, it was somewhere there. I had to at one point I had to sneak out my training clothes through the window through my friend because it
So
was
that your
that bad.
grandma doesn't see you?
Exactly.
Oh my God. Some people are trying to sneak out to go clubbing, and you're trying to sneak out to go play football.
Exactly. With a broken elbow.
That's how much you love the sport.
Yeah, this sport is, I feel like that's my everything. It saved me
Yeah.
from, yeah, I feel like it made me who I am today.
Mm.
Because Um, that's where I was taught to be a man because I started
Mm.
playing with older men
Mm.
and the discipline that's required also to play the sport. I think it helped me and kept
Yeah.
me away from the streets, drugs, and other things that could have hindered my upbringing. So
Yeah.
I'm always grateful to the sport.
Oh, right. That is awesome. So what team do you play for? If people are like, okay, we want to support Taku, where do we look for Taku? How do we support Taku? Because this is the purpose of being on Tough Love Giggles, where we're trying to showcase our Zimbabweans out here in the diaspora so that they get to know you and what it is that you're doing out there. And it is so phenomenal that we have somebody leaving their home country saying, good, I can do it as well in the native, I mean, in like overseas in a different land, right? A country that's not yours. So, what team do you play for? How can people support you, or where can they watch you?
Oof. Now they can support me playing for Vocal Whispers Drinks.
Are we saying we're quitting football? Is that what we're saying?
I feel like it's about that time when I have to kind of get back on the sidelines and just watch others play. But I'm still currently contracted to VV Sittard.
Okay.
It's also in the Netherlands, but due to some personal reasons, I feel like it's now time for me to just kick back, relax, and enjoy the alcohol.
And enjoy the alcohol. So those are actually tuning in. You're probably wondering, how come this guy is actually talking about football at the same time talking about alcohol? We are actually hanging out with the face behind Fancy Feelings Lifestyle Magazine, Vocal Whispers Vodka, and an upcoming inaugural fashion show that's going to be in Germany. But then he already said it, that he's known as a professional footballer. So at first, we're trying to figure out, okay, where are you right now? How did you start for you to be where you are? And this alcohol has just gotten him crazy, and we are ready to get drunk as well. So please tell us, right? Please tell us about your entrepreneurial side of you. Oh, by the way, before we get into that one, I would like to say shout out to my girl, Vimbai. She is actually in Australia right now. Shout out, girl. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're tuned in, I've never heard of Fancy Feelings Magazine. Girl, you got to see me in there. I am in there too. Just so you know.
He was the face of Fancy Feelings Magazine for the longest of times.
For the longest of times. And I think because I'm on the 10th volume, right? And you've got 11, have you?
The 11th one is coming out anytime from now.
Yes. And then look out for that one again. So you would definitely know it. And it's like, I think it will be interesting. However, what is it all about? There's a question for you.
It's basically Fancy Feelings Lifestyle Magazine is basically there to empower women, give hope to women through other women's life journeys. So we're basically sharing other women's life journeys and experiences, whilst trying to give hope and celebrate powerful women, just like Amanda as well, just as I mentioned earlier, that we also want to celebrate women that we felt like they're not celebrated enough. So that was basically one of the reasons we started Fancy Feelings.
So, Miss Morefu, have you heard that? I hope your question is answered, and thank you so much, Taku, even for stepping out there as a man, recognizing and celebrating unsung heroes, as well as people who are also out there, right? And Ovimba is like, awesome, I heard. Yeah, people who are doing amazing. It actually encourages the youth, right? To say, if Amanda Nono, our supermodel, yeah, it runs in the name Amanda. Don't worry, it's cool.
The Amanda's dominating.
The Amanda's always dominating. Yeah. So it actually encourages the youth to say, what, if they can do it, I can also do it regardless of where I am. But that's going to be the very last question in this show. So please tell us about your entrepreneurial side of things. Oh, by the way, we spoke about Fancy Feelings Magazine. Now over to Vocal Whispers Vodka. What made you, or what inspired you to start the drink from football to the magazine, Inspiring Women? And then now we're into alcohol. Tell us more about that.
I'm also confused. I'm trying to connect the dots. Football, alcohol, magazine. But yeah, it's quite easy. I feel like I've had this very big image in my head when I started Feelings. I wanted it to be a lifestyle brand. I wanted it to be one of those brands you'll be like, oh, I feel like I want to have a wine. I'm going to get Fancy Feelings. I feel like I want to have a TV. Go buy Fancy Feelings. So it's been an image that's been stuck in my head. And that's when I started the Lifestyle magazine. The magazine was basically around the time when we had COVID. And I felt like people needed something to give them hope as well, just to keep them going. And then afterwards, I felt like now I was feeling like Fancy Feelings is more on my feminine side, and I needed something that will bring out my manly side, which is almost like a brother to Fancy Feelings. So Vocal Whispers came through with that stability to stabilize Fancy Feelings, the sister, and now Vocal Whispers, the brother. So Fancy Feelings has its own gin, but I wanted it something that will also drive my manly side, which is the Vocal Whispers. So there'll be more products coming for Vocal Whispers. And yeah, that's basically how I just switched like that to alcohol and to water.
Geez. So question though, Vocal Whispers, is it so because your full brand name is it Vocal Whispers vodka or just Vocal Whisper?
So it's Vocal Whispers vodka.
All right. So then how does gin come into the mix?
So gin actually came in first before the vodka.
Are you serious?
Yes, the gin came in first under Fancy Feelings. As it's a lifestyle brand, so also we wanted the ladies to have a nice drink whilst reading their favorite magazine. So we're like, okay, a vodka could do. So yeah, it came through with the help of other people like Pardon Teguzu, the co-founder of Zimbabwe Wines. Tinashe Nyamdoka, I had a chat with him as well. So they were basically the ones who helped.
Tinashe is phenomenal. We got to have Tinashe, yeah. And I also had a chat with him after, and I was like, oh my gosh, talk about people who are so humble and down to earth, man.
Oh, he's so humble. Tinashe is the best. Tinashe, and then Pardon was also there along the way, cheering for me, helping me through the way. So yeah, that's when we started with Fancy Feelings gin, and I think that's one of the best gins to date on the markets. Not to brag.
Yeah. Okay, so is it just based? Is it just in the Netherlands, or where can we find your drinks? Or
at this point, it's just based in Netherlands, but we're working on having it worldwide. But obviously, we start by dominating our own yard, which is Europe. So we first working on dominating Europe with countries like Germany, Poland, and Belgium. Those are in the near future to have Fancy Feelings gin and Vocal Whispers. But I feel like Vocal Whispers is going to take over more than the gin.
Oh, okay. So why the term Vocal Whispers? I can understand Fancy Feelings gin, to back up the women in the Fancy Feelings but what about Vocal Whispers? Why?
Okay, with Vocal Whispers, I feel like it's one of those I'm listening to my inner self, those vocal whispers that are within me. And I actually interpreted it in two. Those listening to my inner self, and also one of those, have you ever sat next to someone who's drunk and how they speak? To them, they feel like they're whispering, but to you, it's almost like, my friend, you're on loudspeaker. So it was one of those.
As if they're wearing headphones, eh?
Exactly. It's one of those, my friend, I'm next to you, you can. And to me, I'm feeling like I'm whispering to you, Amanda. So it had two interpretations. One being listening to my inner self, and the second being, my friend, I'm next to you,
No, that's actually a good one and a good reason. So question though, when we come to gin and vodka, having different reasons, you name it. So would you consider those as your story? Because they say for every brand or every drink, you need to have a story.
Yes, there are stories actually that are behind all those other stories that I gave. And those stories are not going to be told. Sorry.
Hey, me, I was already listening. That's why I'm quiet. Come on now. How do you know me this well? No, man.
Yeah, I was waiting. I feel like this has been one of those most in those interviews that I have been anticipating, whilst also fearing. I'm like, okay, will I survive it? Or is it too late to chicken out? Or
Am I being nice right now?
or you are in your best today.
Okay, cool. Right.
Yeah.
Wait. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So now over to like what do you call it? Our upcoming inaugural show. Let's go to Germany, my brother. Let's go to Germany.
Ooh.
Why Germany? Why, like, help me understand what's up.
You have to be careful with going to Germany, because once you go there, you don't go back. Germany is one of those very exciting places for me personally. I'm always excited when I feel like I'm going to Germany and meeting my brothers and sisters, because that's where the majority of Zimbabweans are, in Germany. So I always get that exciting, that tingling feeling like, okay, tonight or today is going to be the day when I meet my brothers, when I meet my sisters, where we're going to feel like we're back at home. And yeah, so there's been a lot of events in Germany. And under one of the leading brands, Afro Haste, they've made sure everyone is happy, everyone is excited. So for me, I wanted also to be part and parcel and get involved with also having to bring people in one place. So in this instance, I thought, okay, I need to bring all the creatives in one place and encourage collaborations, because I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface in terms of how far we can get as Zimbabweans, mainly in Germany. So I feel like there's so many talents, so many talented people in Germany. However, we're pulling in all different directions. So I feel like this is one of those events where I'm like, okay, all the creatives come under one roof, talk about it, let's pull in the same direction. I win, you win, we all win. So I'm a firm believer of, there's power in numbers. So I feel like the main purpose of the event is to bring all the creatives under one roof, encourage collaborations. We might be seeing our future movie stars from Germany. We might be seeing the next top model from Germany. Some of the musicians that had given up, we might also see them coming up now from this whole event. So I feel like it's one of those lifelines that I also got in terms of football, when I was feeling like, okay, I'm in a foreign land and I can't achieve what I wanted to achieve because I didn't have support. But I feel like this is one of those whereby I'm going to bring all the creatives under one roof and actually draw each other's energies. Like, okay, if she's done it or if she's doing it, I can actually do it as well. And so this is basically one of those glitz and glam events where you get a reason to dress up and a reason to drink our fancy cocktails, to drink vodka, vocal whispers, and also to meet powerful ladies. Like there is gonna be one of the leading designers. I feel like everyone knows her. Eglet from Feka.
Oh,
So
yeah,
she's
you mentioned it.
she's one of our leading top designer. I love her clothes.
Is she based in Germany, or is she coming into Germany for this?
She's based in Netherlands, but she's gonna be in Germany for this. Yes.
Okay.
So there's gonna be, just to mention a few, there's gonna be Pekka. That's one of the designers. There's gonna be King Zoro Media. He's one of the leading in the media industry he's in Belgium. So now you can see what we're trying to do. Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, and we also have we're expecting King Mambo from King Mambo Music. He's from the UK. We're expecting one of the top models, Amanda Ngono from London. We're also expecting Rumbi Parici. She was Miss Exotica in Poland. So we're just trying to bring everyone from around the globe.
From around Europe, from what I can hear. Don't say from around.
Mm-hmm. And we are also trying to bring Amanda all the way from Canada.
I was hoping you'd surprise people, but you're not able to do that. What is wrong with you?
No, we have so many surprises in store that I'm just gonna let people see for themselves.
Exactly. That is exactly it. No, this is actually a good initiative. But so, what fashion designers are we to expect there? Is it going to be mainly African? Is it going to be diverse? Is it, or are you still calling? Is there still a call for more fashion designers? What's going on?
So there's still a call for more fashion designers, more creatives. So at this moment, we have more of African designers, but we want to make it a diverse event where we also have some German designers, some Netherlands-based designers. I have one or two that are yet to confirm, but most probably going to be a diverse event. But yeah, you need to dress up.
We will definitely do that. And if for those who want to be a part of the event, what where do they send the details to become a part of, the fashion, like designers? Because I know a couple of designers from here who I believe might,
Oh, it's quite simple and easy. It's quite simple and easy. They just need to DM Fancy Feelings or Fancy Feelings on Instagram, Fancy Feelings on Facebook, or they can simply DM me personally, since I've unrevealed myself as the face. So they can also simply DM me on my Instagram before I drink a vodka shot.
Oh God! Oh my gosh! Really?
Jokes aside, they can simply DM me on my Fence Feelings Instagram, Taku Masawi on my Instagram and Facebook, and there's also the number on our flyers that we've been putting around, so they can simply send me a message, and it's as easy as that. No hidden thoughts, no nothing extra expectations. We just want all the creatives to come under one roof. That's all we expect. Bring your A game, come join us, and have fun.
That's it. And you heard it for yourselves, guys. Just bring your A game. And if you are a fashion designer, feel free to DM Fancy Feelings on IG or Facebook, or of IG or Facebook, or Taku Masawi on IG or Facebook as well. Or if you need any details and you've forgotten without taking any information, just let me know and then I will give you the details. So do come through. And Mumbai is like, I like pink gin. Do you make those as well?
Oh, Vimba is in luck. Our gin is golden in the bottle, but once you pour it in the glass, it becomes pink. So you have your pink gin, because we didn't crush the juniper berries, so they preserve flavor, and the cranberries in our gin gives a bit of that extra flavor and color.
Yo, dude, there's actually a gin called Empress here that is purple, and when you put citrus in it, it changes to pink. So so what changes that? Like, if I put tonic, right? This is like with tonic, right? It doesn't have, this is not Empress, but it's another gin, right? So if I put Empress and tonic, it maintains the purple. But if I add anything citrusy, lime, lemon, orange,
and then it slightly changes the color.
What causes that though?
I think it's the process which they make it with. For instance, ours, usually most gins, they crush the juniper berries, and ours, we kept it intact. So the juniper berries and some of the ingredients we chose to be in it causes that chemistry to happen. So ours is that chemistry that changes from golden to pink.
Right.
Ours comes through the cranberries. That makes it a bit sweeter as well. And the flowers in it, the hibiscus, so they all infuse each other and complement each other to become pink.
Okay. We'll
Yeah.
get to learn more from you in the chemistry behind all of that, because some of us seeing is believing, and remember,
Seeing is believing.
tongue is a tingling because I made dry gin. I think I wanted to say gin, dry gin or dry gin.
Okay.
Guys, you're killing me. I think she loves dry gin. Is yours dry, sweet? What? How is
um,
yours?
Mine is more on the slightly sweeter side. We
Okay.
wanted to eliminate the the bad smells from the usual gins. We wanted it to be as smooth as possible and kill the smells. So ours is not more on the dry gin, but I feel like that's gonna be a new favorite.
And you and I and the rest of the gin drinkers know that you cannot sip on gin as a
Mhm.
shot. So if you're saying this one is sweeter and it doesn't smell, does it mean that we can actually take a shot of it?
Definitely. That was
Yes.
one of the ideas we had because we were like,
Yes.
I want to take a shot,
Yes.
but I don't want to feel like I'm taking one of those.
Ah, man. This just froze, but yes. Okay, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
now,
can hear you now.
now you're back. Yeah. You were still saying?
Yeah. So I was like, we didn't want it to feel like you're drinking one of those things that you don't want to get down your throat. So we
Yeah.
wanted you to be, while when you're playing a game, you feel like, I want to take that shot. I don't want to answer the question, even though I can answer it, but I want to take the shot.
You are so bad. You are so bad. Oh no. I don't want to take that shot even if I don't feel like answering. Yeah, that is so true. And so Vimba ended up saying I am on oh, okay, January disease. There we go. She
Wimbai deserves a bottle. She does deserve a bottle.
It does deserve a bottle of Imbai. A bottle is coming your way. If Taku doesn't send it to you, don't worry, I'll give him your address. Let me know so we can expose him
Oh,
on how
yeah.
he does business. And I do love a good gin, especially in the summer.
Gin is just the best.
I
Anytime,
know.
any day, gin is just the best.
It is just the best. But Taku, as we move forward, why are you having like your fashion show in Germany? I know most Zimbabweans are in Germany. Why not perhaps England? Because every majority of the Zimbabweans are in England as well, and it's easier to bring artists to the UK to perform, or even to find artists in the UK to perform. So why
Okay,
Germany?
that's really a good question. I feel like for starters, Germany is closer to me. I'm in
Mm,
Netherlands, and
mm,
Germany is closer to me. It's more central. But I feel like most people that I've met in Germany have kind of given up on their passions. So UK is more developed now. We can safely say we have a big community in UK that's been excelling at everything. UK has the best artists currently.
yeah,
UK has the best promoters currently. They
yeah,
bring everyone from Zimbabwe. So
yeah.
UK, I can safely say UK has developed in that space.
Mm,
And Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, we are still backward, not backwards per se, but we're still a bit scared to tackle what we can tackle. So I was like,
mm,
I feel like only if we work together, we can build also a stronger community as in the UK,
mm.
like this side. So that's why I felt like Germany, because it also has the numbers in terms of people, it's going to
Okay.
be easier to bring everyone together in that space from
Mm,
Netherlands, from Belgium, from Poland, and then we
mm,
can also develop our side in this European side. And
mm.
UK has decided to desert us, and we're on our own. So we might as well do it on our own as well.
Don't say that, because one day you're going to need help from those guys. You're going to need help from
We
the whole
definitely,
interview. Yako, ukatiti
we
zvotewa.
definitely need them. We
Yeah, we
definitely
definitely
need
need
them.
the numbers, because I actually
So
played earlier on by JJC, and I noticed, like, as even every time I always play it, it's like when you make the announcements or you're trying to, you know, think Van Vese who were on this song, where are they? 3/4 of the people on that song who feature on that song, UK. Cynthia
Exactly.
Mara, there's Decibel, there's Kaz, there's DJ Selassie, that's UK. And then you have Bloodline, one person, Indonesia. And then you have TK Parada, one person, New Zealand or Australia, right?
Oh yeah.
And majority is like UK.
Yeah, that's so true. So that's why we're asking for help from those guys to also help us stabilize this side and expose the talents that's also this side, because I know for sure I've met a few and actually a lot of talented people, but no one is really paying attention to them because yeah, they're pulling in their own direction and no one is there to support. The community is not yet that stronger in terms of support to the arts, and so that's why I feel like Fence Feelings needed to step in and also support those up and coming artists, because there are so many talented artists, so many talented photographers that could create the best content ever. However, I feel like their passions have not been recognized enough, and that's why we're trying to actually start from there and get help from other big guys from the UK to come in and step in and be like, you know what, these are our Zimbabwean brothers and sisters, these are Nigerian brothers and sisters, these are Ghanaian brothers and sisters. Let's help them pull out the community and create a stable community as well that can also support the London-based community, Canadian-based community. So it's almost like a global movement where we're trying to just bring the communities together and support each other. And yeah.
I like a point that you brought up about, bringing people together and inspiring people or motivating them to get back into their dreams or passions, especially those who are quitting. Let's talk about the future, where we spoke about having award ceremonies, because I feel like those are some of the things that actually push people to do more. Right. It encourages people to say, oh my gosh, next year I want to get the best entrepreneur, award from Fancy Feelings or what have you, whatever you name them. Like, let's expose some of these things. You didn't see that one coming, right? I surprised you.
No.
Let's talk about the future. I am the one that brought up, oh yeah, we're trying to inspire and motivate people to get back into their dreams. I'm just going with the flow.
Damn, Amanda, you bad. I don't know if it's the gene, but you bad.
Nice. You said I was being nice and I said wait for it. Boom.
So that's been, I think yesterday I was actually talking to my team whilst we were planning for this whole event. I'm like, guys, don't relax, because once this is done, we're actually starting on the other one. And now that you've mentioned it, you've let the cat out of the bag. We are planning on actually having the first for this side in Europe. That's the plan I have, to have the first awards ceremony. That's most probably going to be in November, December, where we're going to just award.
This year, guys. This year, Mr. Masawi is not playing.
This year, definitely. So this fashion show is basically a trendsetter to say, we're here and we're going to be doing more. And if someone feels like we are saying we're taking over, yeah, we're coming to take over. But
be ready for the competition, baby.
Be ready for the competition whilst you also add in that competition, because we're not going to be doing it by ourselves. We're also going to want help from all those guys in Germany, Belgium. And so we're going to be also hosting our awards show. Still to find a suitable name for the European side, but we're going to be doing it, just like they do it in UK. I've been nominated for the Zim Achievers Awards. And
Zim Achievers. I've won a Zim Achievers.
I was nominated twice in a row.
Yay! 2-time nominee, bro. Yes, let's do it.
I know, just like you mentioned, I know how much that propels you to do better.
To do better. It pushes you. Yeah.
Which is it always gave me that extra, like, damn, oh yeah, they see me. Okay, I need to do better than I did this year. So I feel like with introducing that as well, this side, it's gonna give people that extra push to say, you know what, I can sing, and I'm gonna push for with my music and sing. So we're gonna be hosting those sometime in November, December. So be on the lookout.
Do you say you sing?
No, well, I do sing in the shower.
Okay. I was about to say I'm about to go deaf, but yeah, from your feet to your vocals, guys, it's okay.
In the shower, I do sing. I'm one of the best singers in the shower.
Oh, I agree with you. I Papo is okay, and also
With my
shout out
own
to
lyrics.
yeah, with our own lyrics. I know, made up lyrics. Shout out to Vidi all the way from Edmonton is actually tuned in, and Vidi is one of the most supportive people that I know in the community of Zimbabwe. So definitely, if you just send your stuff through, even to my IG, or look for TC, he is one supportive fella. You know, he reshares and reposts people's stuff and stuff like that. He's one of the supportive guys that I know. But thank you so much for tuning in. And those who are actually tuning in right now, we're left with 14 minutes before we finish off this interview, and we're hanging out with a professional footballer who's based in Netherlands. Not only is he a footballer, but he's also an entrepreneur, and we're talking about his journey and his projects and what to expect in the future. And right about now, we've been talking about the future, but we want to know his definition of success. Boom. After having all these, from football, vodka, this, that, fashion show, future, what's your definition of success? Because you're not stopping.
Nah, for me, the definition of success is basically touching and changing someone's life. That's success for me. When I see someone that I can sit back, relax, and be like, okay, I helped a brother, I helped a sister reach their dreams. That's success to me. So yeah, I'm just working on leaving a footprint in that space of helping someone either nurture their brand, either start up something. That door is always open if you have a project you feel like, okay, maybe I can actually help you through. So yeah.
Right. Oh, wow, that is phenomenal. And after having all this, after all this has been said and done, all the projects that you do, which, by the way, I should ask, what can you not do? Other than singing that you have to sing in the shower, what else can you not do?
I actually feel like I can do anything. I don't box myself.
That's it.
I just let God lead and I follow and do my best. But I feel like there's nothing that I can say I can't do. I can do basically anything I want to do.
Wow. And so what's your best way? What's the best way? What's your favorite way of unwinding after a long day? You have school, you have football, you have gin and vodka, you have the fashion show, you have this. And when you say, whew, I need to breathe, what do you do?
I find myself a new challenge. Unfortunately, that's me. I'm like, whew, you've had a long day, Taku. You need to relax. Okay, what's the next project? What do we do? I get a rush. That's me. I get a rush. That's how I relax.
But
So I always have something up my sleeve.
Right.
So when I'm like unwinding, now it's more with okay, I'll get a glass of vodka and something. Then I sit on my couch and then I'm like, okay, what's next? Let's do it. Yeah, so it's always more of my unwinding is basically just starting up a new project in my head.
You're just like me. Everything is always playing out. Like right now, I am actually calculating something. It's like, okay, after this and then that and then next and then that. And then you go left and then left. And my mom is always worried. Did you sleep? I was like, yes, I slept. But when I'm sleeping, I'm thinking it. When I wake up, I'm going to do it and then next and then next. And then we take, I don't know why.
I was asked the same question yesterday by a friend. And it's like, yeah. Do you ever sleep in your life? I'm like,
Mm.
yeah, that 1 hour, 2 hours, but I'm always also thinking, ooh, I need to wake up. Sometimes I even wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
have this idea. By the
Yeah.
time I wake up tomorrow, I'll forget it. So I need to write it down
Write it down.
so
Yeah.
I can follow through. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they always say that sleep with your journal next to you. And oh my gosh, I think my phone is full of notes that I need to actually follow through now. It's like, when I think of something, I'm like, oh my gosh, I thought of the script. Or even when I'm watching a movie, oh, I have this idea. And I write
It's,
my what do you call it, my synopsis so that I
oh,
don't
yeah.
forget. Write my synopsis. Okay, when I remember, this is what we're gonna do. Da 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 da. It's like, but you're supposed to be resting. Like at least
That's resting for me.
for me now, I can watch a movie. I can sit down and say,
Mhm.
today we're watching Lincoln. We're
Okay.
going to get into history. Today we're like and try and take, but no, the brain is trying to.
It's going somewhere. It's already somewhere. I feel like the only time I can sit down without thinking of working
Mhm,
is most probably when I finish training with my teammates, and then we
mm.
just sit there to have a drink and just have a chat.
Oh,
That's
nice.
probably when I can say, okay, I have that time when I just sit, do nothing, and not
Mhm,
think about work and everything else. So that's the
mhm.
only time I can be like, okay, after training, we sit down, have a chat, and yeah, that's basically it for me.
Oh, check you out. At least then you have like a downtime. That's a good thing. And
Yeah.
Lauren saying, hi guys, all the best, Bamnin Taku. Hey Lawrence, a shout out all the way from Fort McMurray, still in Alberta. We have so many. Okay, Vimbai is not from Alberta. Yeah, but thank you so much for tuning in, Lawrence. And Vimbai was saying, good answer. They should also have Zim Achievers Global. I feel like I don't know what's the difference between what they have right now because they have Zim Achievers UK, Zim Achievers US, Zim Achievers Canada, and a
South
Zim South
Africa,
Africa
yeah.
and whatever. Do you think it's viable or it's
I
doable
think
to have
I
a
think
global?
it's doable on a global scale, but it takes a lot of work and collaborations. Like I was saying,
Mm,
it has to work with collaborations from
mm,
everyone all over the world. But I feel like it's doable, but it's just a bit of an extra work. But yeah, I think they're slowly getting there because now they've dominated most parts of the world, with
mm,
Africa being included,
mm,
this side being included. So I'm also
mm.
hoping we're gonna start the movement to get them to also do it this side.
Oh,
Oh,
yes, it
God.
is actually going to happen.
Oh
So we
yeah.
will definitely be there when it happens. Tinenge takangomirira, so matira.
But actually, because now I've worked with so many amazing people. There's the likes of Infinity Media Marketing, that's in
Oh,
Cape
nice.
Town. They've
Mm,
hosted 2 shows already. They're
nice.
going to Zimbabwe. We're supposed to host this one together here in Europe, but
Oh,
there's
nice.
so many phenomenal people doing great out there.
I know. And I hope they actually inspired with this video right now and knowing where to go to if they need help or inspiration. And
Oh,
shout
yeah.
out to Ted Madzima. Oh my gosh, it's been ages. Yunzim, are you back in Canada? Shout out to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, as we conclude today's interview, guys, we're actually hanging out with the professional footballer who's based all the way in the Netherlands, who actually has an upcoming inaugural fashion show that's going to be held in Germany in my birthday month, March, and and he
Yeah.
also has his
Wait,
own brand
wait.
of alcohol, gin and vodka, as well as Fancy Feelings magazine. But right about now, we're going to be concluding our interview, and if you missed most of the interview, do not despair because it's going to be on our YouTube channel, After Five Radio. So please do subscribe, follow, click, blah, blah, blah. You know the
And
drill,
buy
right?
the alcohol.
And buy the alcohol. But then remember, don't forget your alcohol is coming
Okay,
because
for Vimai, it's already coming. It's already on
Vimbai
its way.
is already on its way. So the last but not least question here: what advice? Pay attention to this question. What advice would you give to the youth back home, considering your purpose or what you're trying to create for the people here in the diaspora? right? So what advice would you give to the youth back home who has lost hope to say, you know what, because of the situation here in our country, how am I able to pursue my dream, my passions, and whatever? Yet, right now, I'm watching you and I feel inspired. How am I able to start up a business or something like a magazine? Simple, because we have social media out there where you can do online magazines and stuff like that.
So I think my process is God first. You need to believe, and patience is a virtue. If you want to succeed in anything, you need to have patience. I started from where they feel like they are, or even worse, I wasn't handed anything down. So I always say patience and start where you are. Start small. It does the dream can be bigger, but it starts smaller. I started smaller. So just start where you are. That's basically it for me. Put God first, start where you are, and just let God lead. Just follow. He'll lead you to the best place.
And I concur, and you know, from a person who's in a place where there's more opportunities, right? But we're talking about people who have believed for the
Oh yeah.
longest, and the country is still the same. And you know we have so many graduates back home. We
Oh
have
yeah.
so many educated people who are now vendors or don't even know what to do with their degrees. So those are the people that we're like, okay, just believe, or how best.
Just keep believing. For me, it's a matter of with life, everything has its own time.
Okay.
And I always feel like God's timing is the best. If you
Mm,
can't change the situation, work on what you can change.
mm,
You can't constantly think, oh, I can't do it, I can't do it. When there's
mm,
something that you can't do that's ahead
mm.
of you. So for me, it's always a thing of if I can't change something that's a situation in my life at the moment, I don't focus more on that. I focus more on what can I change, or what do I have control over at this point in my life. So I know it's hard in Zim. I know some people have degrees and they're being vendors and everything, but I always know someone is watching, someone is willing to listen. So keep working on those ideas, and when your time comes, it will just come together. Someone is always
Exactly.
watching, so always do your best with whatever you do.
That
I
reminds me. Sorry, go
I'll give
ahead.
you an example, Amanda. I was in Zimbabwe playing football for how many years? I forgot. And
Mm.
I I stopped playing for 3 years when I moved to
Oh
South
wow.
Africa because I felt like
Mm.
it's pointless.
Oh wow.
And I got to a point where people were telling me, "Oh, you're now very old, my friend. You can't play nowhere." And funny thing is, I got my first trials here in the Netherlands at the age of 23, which is
Oh
so late in
wow.
football. Yeah. And I
Wow.
only got to come back to play, I think I was around 25, 26.
Wow. It's never
Very
too.
late. Exactly. So that's basically why I always say, don't despair.
Mm.
When your time comes, it doesn't matter if you're 40, 50, 30, it will still happen. So keep working on that dream. And when your time comes, no one can stop it.
Exactly. And just be ready, right?
Just be ready. Exactly. Just be ready. Have
Oh
patience
my
and
God. No, that is awesome. And thank you so much, Taku, for coming through as we come to the end of our interview today. It
I
was
said that.
hard, but I almost went to a fire like, I didn't see that one coming. We didn't talk about the future, but no,
Yeah.
I am glad that we got to be in the open about what you and I always talk about behind closed doors, right? We were like, Taku, but what should I do in this? And then you call me, but I'm understand to go for it. And I'm like, dude, ABC. Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. Boom, boom, boom. Bouncing off ideas off of each other, right?
Exactly.
It's amazing. It's amazing when when your circles are similar and you're like, okay, I'm trying to do this, but I need another, brain, right?
I need it. Exactly. Yeah.
No, I really, really appreciate you, my brother. And thank you so much for coming through. We look forward to your event that's coming up in March. And people, please do support our brother Taku Masawi. He said, "Go to Zwananzi. Can I go to my tickets or become a part of the fashion show? Do look for Fancy Feelings on Instagram or Facebook, or Taku Masawi on Instagram or Facebook, or easily come through to me, and then I will give you the details so you can actually get through to him." But thank you so much,
Oh,
Taku.
yeah. Thank you so much for having me, Amanda. This was an absolute amazing time spending with you on After Five Radio. Thank you so much. And kudos to you guys for what you're doing, bringing all the people from all over. I'm in Netherlands, but I'm chatting to you and I'm hanging out with Vimbai. So this was absolutely amazing. Exactly.
No, this is so amazing. It's always amazing because you know what? We're like, there's some hidden gems out there, people who are not celebrated. So why can we not do that, right?
Exactly.
So we try by all means to try and bring back people from the past or people who are unknown, and this is it.
Okay, I'm not from the past, but yeah.
You apparently Andy, we don't know Fancy Feelings. No, you fall under unknown. So let's let's go kuma unknown. But no, you're doing amazing. People are gonna know you, especially right now. Shadotanga and my blessing. This is the beginning. This is the beginning of the year and the first interview of the year, and we appreciate you. And support is coming your way. And believe, like you said, believe, and everything will be okay. And to all our viewers and listeners, thank you so much for tuning in and watching. It's always a pleasure having you coming through to support not only the radio station, but also our talented Zimbabweans out in the diaspora, not only in music, but you see, today we're hanging out with a professional footballer / entrepreneur who is doing amazing. So we get to hang out with a lot of people, actors, you name it, right? So yeah.
Professional alcoholic.
And a professional alcoholic. We do hang out with professional alcoholics too. So we do hang out with professional alcoholics. So guys, please do subscribe and share this video on our YouTube channel, After Five Radio. And do not forget to click that notification bell on so you can be notified of all the uploads that we have or the interviews that we have right here on After Five Radio. And we're going to be having phenomenal guests right now. I cannot think because I am still recovering from Christmas and New Year. And yeah, somebody was actually saying, Amanda, you're actually able to go on radio today. I'm like, yo, dude. I am obsessed with working. That's it, right? So for me, it's like I want to see, okay, who's doing this, who's doing that, because I don't have time. It's like we need to do one thing next. But thank you so much, Vimbai. I love you too, girl. By the way, I grew up with Vimbai. Oh, Vimbai knows thingy. Vimbai knows Zoe. We grew up together.
Oh, what a small world.
Simbai was Simbai's neighbors, like Zoe's cousin's neighbors, like literally next door. Anyway.
Okay, so we probably stayed next to each other in a way.
We kind of stayed next to each other in a way. Yeah. There you go, Auntie. Yes, I do. Yes. I was actually, by the way, Vimbai, dude, this is gossip in public. Huh? I even told
Okay, be careful with your gossips though.
No, it's something that I even told the person. I said to Zoe, I was looking for you the whole of last year, and you're the one that said, oh yeah, Zoe actually saw me on your magazine, right? And then she's like, yeah, I know Amanda, we grew up together, and she and her brother used to dance, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh my gosh, this whole year I've been looking for you. Yeah, it's a small world, man. But yes, Vimbai, I'll give you Zoe's number and then you can link up with her. She's amazing. But anyway, Taku, I'm going to have to say goodbye and I will see you on the later as usual. And thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.